In 2019, my family and I got involved in a car accident. The car lost control and unfortunately we crashed. I sustained a spinal cord injury. That resulted in myself becoming paralysed from the waist down. I could no longer feel or move my legs. I was fortunate. I still have my hands, I still have my upper body. I could still lead an independent life. I remember staring up at that horrible ceiling as well for so long, unable to move myself from having metalwork and recent spinal surgery. I remember thinking to myself, like, this is it, it's over. What's the point now? It was so overwhelming, navigating life in this new body. The challenges can start as small as, how do I get in and out of bed? How can I dress myself? There's so many more obstacles than you think. A single step could stop you. It's a slow progress, but the wheelchair is like a source of freedom for me now. Prior to my accident, I was a keen swimmer. I first heard about wheelchair racing from my physio Claire, and she mentioned Sammy Kinghorn. Samantha Kinghorn is a world-renowned wheelchair racer. And I, of course, Google her up and I see wheelchair racing. The woman there looks strong, compassionate, determined, and they made it look so cool. And I was like, I want to do this. Race chairs, as I soon found out, are not cheap. It took a while to get the funding. We eventually managed to get my own chair measured up at Robertson, which is down in Loughborough. When I first got into that chair, I felt so much joy. I could realize how quickly I can go, and I discovered more about myself. I discovered how much stronger I can be, and I got more goals and aspirations for that. When I get in that race chair, you become part of the machine. You slot so easily into it, and it's so custom for who you are, and every single one is different. It's so individual. You switch into this race mode, and it's so freeing. My biggest guide in all this is, of course, my coach, Phil Owens. Phil has very much helped guide me through all this because I wasn't into sports before this. I did it very casually. So he has been keeping me right. He's been keeping me motivated and keeping my eye on the prize. It's from going to these track races, going to these marathons, that you meet other wheelchair racers, because there's so few of us out there. And you immediately get that connection because they understand, they know what it's like. It's just incredible, the people you meet in this sport, and it's such a fantastic community. My biggest highlight is doing the London Marathon. Scottish Athletics, Pamela, part of that, she contacted me saying, hey, you're interested in marathons, want to give this a go? And I was like, yes. It's the first time flying with my racing wheelchair, and we got a big Bromwich box for it, and we got all this luggage, and we got down there, and it's just an incredible world. We got into this warm-up tent just before starting the race, and I was warming up next to Marcel Hugh, multiple gold medalist, Paralympian. I'm over here am I in the right tent? Should I be the one next door? Go onto the starting line and they do that heartbeat music, and you get all tensed up, and then the gun goes and off you go, and the crowds are you feel like a celebrity in there, and it just even when I was out of energy, the crowds cheer and they keep going, and as soon as I crossed that finishing line, I burst into tears. I was thinking, what have I just done? You know, did I just complete my first ever marathon? That was my proudest moment. And I thought then, like, I want to do this again. If I can give myself advice when I first started wheelchair racing, when I first got out of hospital in general, like this whole life change, is to be persistent. You know, fail and fail again and keep trying. You just have to keep doing it, keep showing up, keep going, and one day it will click. And I promise you it will happen. You don't know when, you don't know how, but you will. And that's what I would tell myself at the very start of all of this.